right. Hey, how's it going? Blair, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Good. I'm doing all right. Welcome to Rant and Chill. Thanks for coming on here. How you doing?
No problem.
I already asked that. Look at that. A little nervous. I still get a little nervous each and every time. Mm-hmm. I'm chilling over here with I got a Mango Farm IPA. I don't even really like mango that much, I don't think. But we could try it. How are you holding up, man? I heard it's like freezing up there, snowing up there pretty hard.
Jersey is hit with a pretty big storm right now. I think we're supposed to get like 5 to 11 inches. And then my water fitting on the side of my trailer decided to blow up. So I've got no water right now, but I have electricity. And if I need water, I'll just go to my parents' house. I have gallons upon gallons of spare water stored away so I can still make coffee or wash my face or brush my teeth. So
that's good. The essentials, the coffee and all that.
And I have a microwave. And the coffee maker's nice because I can just put water in it and it heats it up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can do a lot with that if you need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, well, hopefully it's just temporary.
Your
situation. I couldn't do that.
I think it's just the fitting on the outside that I should undo the screws that are rusted away, and undo those, pull it out, put a new gasket on, put a new fitting on, and be done.
Oh yeah, it should be a simple fix. Yeah. But that freeze here in Texas, man, that was enough for me to go like, yeah, man, I could not do that. There's no way I could live up north.
I mean, I don't mind it. Jersey's weird because it's like brutally cold in the winter and then it's fucking blistering hot in the summer. So there's like 4 months where there's like an in between.
Mm-hmm.
Not even. It's like 2 months where there's an in between. It's fucking. It'll be cold as shit for 4 months, and it'll be hot as fuck for 5 months, and then be like somewhat good for 3 months.
See, I think I'd rather be in Texas where it's hot and miserable for like most of it, but I don't have to really deal with that many I guess freezing months. I just maybe 2 at the most 2.
Yeah, living in a trailer freaking in the heat sucks because you have an inch of insulation around you.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard to keep it cool because the sun's beating on it. There's like no like real barrier, and this thing turns into a hot box in the summer. In the winter, I can keep it relatively warm. If I need to, I'll just put a blanket on me and stay that way. But like when it's the summer and I'm here on my laptop and I'm sweating, it's awful.
All right. It sounds miserable. Now, before we get started here, let's introduce ourselves. They already know who I am. I'm Mr. Deadman, the host of Rant and Chill. I do a lot of reaction videos. You can see a lot of that here. Who are you, Blair, and what do you do?
I'm Blair, and I've been on Discord since July 14th, Thursday, July 14th, 2016 at 2:06 a.m. It's the first time I got on Discord. Don't ask me how I know that. Discord's my life. It's like my second life. And then by trade, I'm a truck driver. I drive a triaxle dump truck for a demo and construction company.
Oh, that's a hard job.
So, it's an easy job, which is nice. You just sit there and sit in a truck all day. It kind of sucks.
Well,
but you get paid good. You get paid good money to do it.
Right. But it's, I don't know what it is. Like the people growing up now, I like the kids these days, they don't even want to work at all. I mean, they want to get paid lots of money just for flipping burgers, working at McDonald's. And I don't know about that, but we'll get into that. I mean, the topics tonight are going to be living a double life, which brought up Discord. That's going to come up. A lot of us pretend or act a certain way on Discord that we wouldn't be around our own parents or maybe even around our own friends, depending. And then we'll also maybe get into the Neil Young, Rogan thing, and maybe into the anti-work on Reddit. But so, what is it with? Do you feel like you live a double life?
I feel like I do live a double life because there's like when I have Discord open on my phone and I'm around my parents, I'm very sure to turn the volume down because they don't know what I do on Discord. They know I'm like strange. I've just been that way my entire life. But like at work, the way I like act on Discord, most of it slides into like me working around people. Most of it does, which fucking people. are just like, this is just a strange dude, but he's got a heart of gold and he gives a shit and he loves everybody, fucking, and he cares about everybody, but he's an asshole. Like,
a heart of gold, but an
friends,
asshole. I like that.
Yep, that's what all my friends say. They say he is the most annoying person, pisses you off, but he's got a heart of gold and he'll do anything for you.
Look at that, nice character traits there. But yeah,
I will say I will say this: most of my friends that have known me for years, that are like brothers to me, have all said the first 6 months I knew this dude, I wanted to beat the shit out of him every single day that I saw him, and now we're like brothers.
That's some sort of asshole there. But that's how it is, man. Like sometimes when you first meet someone and you don't get along, like you really do not like them. Like, let's say Arza here in the chat, you know, he screams at me all the time in a drunken rage. But I think if we give him time, he'll learn to see me as a brother. After all, I think we all have something in common. Don't have to say it here.
I like to show people my true colors. Fucking, it's like going on a date with a girl. You don't want to go on a date with her and try. People say try to impress her. I don't do that, because if I try to dress up nice, 5% of my time I'm dressed up nice. 95% of the time I look like this. Like I look like shit. Fucking, and that's just who I am.
That's fine.
And I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to come off to somebody that I like dress nice and let's go to a nice place, because I don't do that.
Right.
I do it like twice a year. So I'd rather somebody get to know me for who I really am, and then let me show them that I can be better.
Right. So like take them out to like McDonald's or Jack in the Box, right? I mean,
exactly. Or a pizza place.
Yeah. I mean, like, because if I take a date out to like Olive Garden or some Olive Garden's not even fancy anymore. I mean, how you can go in there. Or if I take them to if I take a date to the Melting Pot here in Houston, then I'm just gonna have to up it each and every time. But if I go to like McDonald's and be real and you know, get her the value meal, you know,
you don't want to set a standard. For who you are.
Right.
I like to set low standards.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like me for who I truly am, then we're never going to get along, because the last thing I want is to put on this mask and then fucking one day you're like, oh man, you're the biggest piece of shit I ever fucking. Well, this is who I am. Oh wait, you don't like who I am? Oh well, all right, get out. This isn't going to work.
That's right. If you want more than a McDouble, a small fry, and a small soda, I'm sorry, you're asking too much. You're right.
Yep.
But we do live double lives in a way. Like you mentioned Discord and work. Like how I am on Discord, I couldn't be like that at my job. No way.
Yep.
I couldn't do that. You know, there's a lot of people that will freely use certain words or whatever around the comfort of certain online people. You know, talk about certain topics that you just can't really do at work, depending on what you do for a living. You definitely can't do that around family. Like, for example, Blair, can you go walk around and just say the N-word no matter what, wherever you are?
Do you want me to do that?
I mean, could you? Like,
right now?
I mean, not right now. Or on YouTube. Susan's listening. I'm trying to be good here. Rant and Chill is a good place. All right, it's a positive place. But I'm saying, like, there's we act a certain way around certain people when we're given certain, I guess, freedoms or when we think that there's not going to be any sort of consequence, when we feel comfortable with that. Like
online, the difference is there's no flesh, there's no physical contact with somebody. Freaking, it's only verbal. Freaking, and you could say it's physical by looking at a camera, but I can turn that camera off, and then you don't see me. You can't touch me. I can't touch you. So if we get into an argument and it's real life, we could fight. On Discord, there is no physical fighting. It's just exchanging words. And you can say pretty much anything you want, because at the end of the day, you can just go over to their profile and hit block and unfriend and leave the server they're in, and then you never see them. You can't do that like in real life. It's really hard. You'd have to like get a restraining order from the police.
I see.
To really get somebody away from you. So that's why it's easier to be more relaxed and just be like, oh, it's the internet. I can just say whatever I fucking want. It's not like there's consequences versus real life. It's like, oh, this person might actually want to come to my house and kill me.
So, right.
Or tell other people.
Right.
and then you lose other friends, or your other friends start to judge you. I don't care about judging me. If you don't like me for who I am, then don't talk to me.
Right. I mean, online, like you have that option to be able to block, mute, and all that stuff, and walk away. But let me ask you this: in what ways, like, so right now we're talking about Discord and how you are with I guess you mentioned work and how you are on Discord. Would you be that same way around, let's say, your own family, around your own mom and dad and all that?
No, because before I came on Discord, I used to never say the N-word. I thought it was a bad word. It was awful. I felt bad when I'd say it. Then I get on Discord, and I'm just like going to a voice channel, and people just say it left and right. And it's just normal now. It's like lost its meaning. Like, oh, you're the N-word. Like, that, it's lost its meaning. Like, before it, like, meant something bad, like someone's going to fight you. Now it's just like, oh, cool. Whatever, who cares? It's like I remember when the word queer was a bad word back when I was like 13. Like if you said that, you get in big trouble. Now it's like a thing, and it's like normal to call someone that.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was like derogatory. Now it's not. So I feel like over time things just lose its meaning, and I feel like Discord has fucking made a lot of things just lose its meaning.
Yeah, that's definitely true, and it's not just Discord. People could take this and make it relatable depending on, what social platform they use. I mean, some people kind of act this way on, I guess you could say like on Twitter or Facebook. I guess it depends on what they use, right, and what they're able to do on it. But yeah, you're right there. You people can act a certain way on Discord or whatever place, or like let's say playing Halo, or just an online space, that they wouldn't be around their mom or dad or around family. And why is that? Like, why? You mentioned that it's not flesh, but does it have to do with like dignity and shame?
How is it? It's like you wouldn't walk outside around your friends, IRL, or your family, and just come in butt ass naked. You wouldn't do that. But here on Discord, like there's people that I have never met in real life. They live in different countries. I'm probably never ever in my life gonna meet them. I probably have a better chance of seeing Jesus Christ naked than to see them in like IRL. I've talked to people from Kuwait. Am I really gonna meet somebody from Kuwait ever in my life? Probably not. So it's like you can just do what you want, and like I do that. I go naked on camera.
So what's the craziest thing you've done on Discord?
I mean, I have this new thing where so I'm gonna come out with this because it's all right. So when you do something, it's a shock factor, and it makes normal people fucking really uncomfortable. And that's what I love, is seeing normal people just come back and say, oh my God, I couldn't sleep that night because of what you did. Okay.
All right. Give me an example.
So if you got right out of the shower and came on cam, someone didn't know you came out of the shower, and then you took like a mint and put it between your butt cheeks, and then there was a little bit brown on it, and you put it in your mouth, you would instantly think, oh my God, there's shit on his ass, and he just ate it. Did I really? What else looks like shit? Peanut butter.
Well, I mean, you put the mint in your ass and you ate it.
Yep. But there was some brown on it. Was that brown shit, or was it something else? It was something else. It wasn't shit. So you give people the illusion, and it's what the shock factor is, the fact that you put something where shit comes out of and then put it in your mouth. But if you give them the illusion that there's shit all over your ass, then it's even more of a shock factor.
But have you ever put anything in your mouth that directly came out of your butt?
The other night I did. I put a gummy worm up there, like a little bit up the way, and then spread my cheek and saw it like poking out, and then pulled it out and put it in my mouth. That was fun to say. Shit doesn't. I mean, you're like, oh, this guy eats shit. I'm not sitting here taking logs of shit in my hand and putting them in my mouth and eating them. I'm not doing that. Like, the amount of shit that probably goes into me is very minuscule, like micrograms, like little specks, not even specks, that are going into me. So it's like, I know it's not going to hurt me.
Really, the people need to stop complaining and stop being such what's the term I'm looking for? They're so concerned about you, about, eating just a little bit of poop that might be on a gummy worm or gummy bear, when the chicks who go ass to mouth, I mean, they get all sorts of poop in their mouth. It's so they need to just stop complaining. Okay. They just need to stop complaining.
A lot of people think that I do this for attention. Trust me, I do not do this for attention. I do it because it makes me laugh, and I put myself in the shoes of the other person watching it, and I knew if I was watching myself, I would be dying laughing. This guy is insane. He does this for fun. This is so funny. It's so much kino you can get, and he does it for free, and he has no shame. You want to see his dick? Ask. He'll whip it right out. Because I have no shame.
He will. Blair will do that. Blair will do that.
Because I have accepted who I am. I know that my body isn't going to drastically change. If anything, my dick's going to get smaller as I get older. Like, we think we all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, why not? Like, what's the big deal? I don't expect in my life, if I knew that in my life I was going to become wealthy and famous, I wouldn't do any of this. I'm a truck driver. I'm going to make between 50 and 70 grand a year the rest of my life. Yeah. I'm going to pave roads and do concrete. That's it. If somebody wanted to come after me, what are you going to gain? A judge is going to look at me, the guy pays his taxes and he drives a truck. What are you trying to get out of him?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm a real estate mogul that has millions in the bank where you'd actually benefit from doing something to me. I live in a trailer. I drive a 2-door pickup. Like, there's nothing to gain if you wanted to do something. There's nothing. It's just like, so that's why I do it. Because I know I don't have that much to lose.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you have nothing to lose there. I mean, you but even if you were just doing it just for attention, that still wouldn't be a problem because, I mean, you're doing it as long as, like, be on the topic of double lies, as long as you're able to do it and it not affect, like, I guess your personal life, but, like, your personal life seems insulated. Like, it's not going to really affect it. It's going to be fine.
There was a girl in this other Discord server called God Gang, and she went on cam and lit her pubes on fire. And fucking right afterwards, she was all depressed because people weren't giving her attention. And people kept asking her to do it again and calling her a slut and fucking she's a freak. And I brought her into a private call. No, I didn't bring her into a private call, but I think I said to her at some point, I was like, did you really think, like, you do this once and people are going to, like you? No, you have to repeatedly do this.
Yeah.
And then like, when I do it, like, either people like egg me on and I know the people that are in there and I'll do it because I know they're going to have like a good, like, they're going to laugh at it. But if someone just says, let me see your butthole, I'm not doing it. I don't know. If I don't know you, I'm not going to do it.
Well, Blair, to be fair, I did ask you to poop on the keyboard and you did.
I did do that.
You did that. You pooped on the keyboard and you picked it up in your hands and you threw it outside the trailer. It's you should be a member of Jackass, sir. You are phenomenal. So like, your parents don't know what you do, and like,
take what you just said, and if I was going to make profit off this, the only way to profit off it was to take that little turd that I shit on my desk with and take it and put it in my mouth and eat it. That would make me money if I wanted to make money. But since I don't want to make money, there's a limit to what I will do.
Wait, why wouldn't just pooping onto a keyboard not make you money? Why do you have to go all the way to eating it? How does eating poop make you money? Help me out.
I don't know. Like, if you're a chatterbait and you got like a live audience and they're like, oh, you just sit on his keyboard. Oh, you pick up, threw it outside. That's not, that's great. Oh, cool. So he just took a shit. But if you take it to the next level, he took a shit, he put it in his hand, put it up to the camera and shoved it in his mouth and ate it. That's a shock factor.
I'm legit confused, Blair. I'm stuck. Chat, how does eating shit equal money? OnlyFans, right? I guess you're answering it. Yeah. It's OnlyFans.
I mean, people tell me I should make money off this, but I don't want to.
You should just do an OnlyFans. Like, I mean, why not? I mean, speaking of go ahead.
The problem with an OnlyFans is fucking now you're committed to something, and I don't want to commit to it. Like, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm laid off right now. Once I go back to work, I work 6-7 days a week. I'll be on Discord 1 day a week.
So. And I like how your double life, like your secret life is the stuff you do on Discord. Like your mom and dad don't know, and if they did, they're probably like if your mom knew that you were doing this, she would probably.
Well, my parents are both like majors in psychology and like speech therapy and stuff, and autism, and fucking they would probably call crisis on me and send me to a hospital.
Oh shit! So now let's say it was a different situation, like those teachers, the school teachers that have OnlyFans on the side. So they're like. The one on the thumbnail, I forgot her name, but she's a teacher at a high school, at a Catholic high school, and she has an OnlyFans. So she was doing that on the side. Can you imagine that? Now that's
Catholic school teacher.
Yeah,
that's a little wild.
Catholic high school. Yeah, where she's she's teaching the kids, you know, I guess watching the kids, educating them about math or whatever. I don't. Hopefully, it's not biology. I mean, that might be a subject she's very familiar with, maybe anatomy. But on the side, she does OnlyFans for probably the dads, maybe the moms. Now that would be a double life to live.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that?
I can't. I do that. Fucking. It's like the only reason I do this is because I'm not working. I'm laid off for the winter. Fucking. I work here and there. Like this past week, I haven't been online a lot. Fucking. I've been in other chat rooms because I've been driving hauling salt for the state and stuff, making good rate money, and that's about it. Fucking. It's all cash. It's good money and. But when I'm working in the summer, like we work demo jobs and we'll fucking tear down a building. The building will take 2 months to tear down. And then we have 2-3 months of just hauling away concrete.
Yeah.
400 loads of concrete, which is 20,000 tons of concrete that we're going to haul away. And it's going to take us 2 months.
Yeah.
So, and we'll do that 6 days. We'll do that 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. So that's why when I'm working, I'm not on Discord as much. But when I'm not working, it's like, well, if I'm not working and I got nothing else better to do, why not do something that's fun and enjoyable? Like, I mean, it's not, people are like, oh, you don't enjoy eating your shit. I'm like, take out the part that I don't enjoy it or I do it. Take out that part and just take out the fact that if I was in your shoes, I'd be laughing my ass off and this would entertain me and make time go by a little bit.
There you go.
And then one day you'd be like, where is this dude? Why did he stop? And you're like, oh, he's working. So when he's not working, he does this to put smiles on people's face, make them laugh. Being that guy that just does crazy shit. That's me.
Yeah, that is you. That is you, and I think you do enjoy it. And it's like, in many ways, some of us, like myself, like I feel like I have a double life even on the internet. Like on YouTube, like I have one YouTube channel where I used to be like horror and stuff, and now I'm just like playing it up and being like an extreme version of various characters. Where I literally had a stream where I was talking about where I used to work at a morgue and I might have had sex with those dead bodies in the morgue. That's not true. None of that was true, but it was fun to say. It was shock. And it was, I kind of learned, I kind of figured out that I guess satire in a way is dead. I don't know how it happened, but people will take things literally no matter how ridiculous it is. And it's like, okay, well, I'll just say the most obscene things. That's on one channel. And then on this channel that we're streaming on now, Rant and Chill, I feel like it's my more authentic self, just being me, just being chill, talking to someone like you, or just reacting to videos or whatever, just expressing my opinion. Even that I feel like is living a double life, because I kind of act like in my mind like those two shouldn't cross. They shouldn't collide, because I don't know, maybe something bad could happen. But recently it kind of did, where like people on one channel kind of are familiar with the other one, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it's not so bad. It's not so bad there. I was a little nervous that it'd be like, oh man, Mr. Deadman saying crazy things.
One thing I should bring up is that people probably think I'm lying when I say I do some of this stuff IRL. When I'm at work and I'm around a group of guys, this is so funny, dude. This pisses people off. So I'm talking to somebody, or like there's two people standing around and I have to take a piss. I'll whip my dick out and pee right there.
Just right there.
There's a shock factor.
Just right there.
Just right there in front of him. Whatever. Like I was talking to one dude. He's sitting in his truck that I work with, and I had to take a piss. I just took my dick out, pissed right on his fucking fuel tank. He says, "The fuck's wrong with you?" I said, "I had to pee." Well, you couldn't have fucking. I don't want to see that. I said, "Well, I didn't ask you to look at it," and then you just pin it on them that they're the weird one for looking at your dick.
Well, I mean, you could have went behind a tree.
Yeah, if there was trees around, I could have, but that's funny to me.
Maybe
that's
the topic
hilarious.
tonight should have been decency and dignity. I'm just
I feel like double lives goes along with that. Like,
yes.
Am I a decent person outside of Discord? Yeah. Am I an asshole in Discord? Yeah. Am I an asshole in IRL? Yeah.
Well, outside of Discord, you pissed on somebody's shoe when you had to go pee.
So I usually there's a distance. I have to like judge the distance.
Oh,
or I'll just
let's get some context there. So, okay, you're with a group of guys, some friends or whatever, and you have to go pee. Do you turn around You
No, I'll
turn.
just fucking whip my. I'll just like they'll be talking, whatever, bullshitting, and I'll be like 6, 7 feet away from them, and I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. I'll like turn to the side and just start pissing, and they'll be like, what? You couldn't have fucking walked away? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Man,
They said I can. They're like, I can see your dick. I'm like, I didn't ask you to look at my dick. What are you, gay or something? Are you a homosexual? You like looking at my dick?
You're the one who pulled it out. You're the one who pulled it out. You could be the homosexual.
They're the one who looked at it.
Blair has a double life. Blair has a triple life. He's also a deep-seated homosexual.
It's different because, like I do that IRL, but yet I'll go on my phone and I'll just piss out on my deck. So it's no different for me. I do it for the shock factor. I love fucking with people. The guys I work with bust my balls. And fucking, I'll be on a phone with somebody that I work with, and they'll literally the whole conversation just call me a liar the whole time, and I'll get so angry. If you just call somebody a liar and say everything they're saying is lying, then they'll contemplate their whole life. You'll make them like suicidal and like want to fight you and like hate you, and then like the next day, it's just like ha 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 ha, ha and you're like laughing and shit, like screaming at each other, and then you start laughing. Just
see, like I need to take notes from you because I feel like I'd be concerned about like decency, so I wouldn't like just whip it out and piss right in front of me. I'd go behind a building and or something and piss there. But I'd be more free. I'd be freer if I just like.
So the reason I can do it is because I work in a blue collar area for a very small company. So it's not like somebody's gonna go into HR and say, "Oh, he showed me his dick," and then HR is gonna like suspend me.
Yeah.
HR is the owner of the company. That's HR. There's only 20 people where I work.
I see. See, I work with families. I'm usually in their home talking to them about their
family
situations. I can't just whip out my dick in front of their kids and from the mom and the dad and just take a piss on the carpet. You know, that would.
I won't do it. Like if we're in the yard, I'll do it. I won't do it on a job site. Fucking, I do it behind closed doors. I have that common sense that I'm not just gonna be like there'll be a customer standing around that are giving us this $2 million contract, and then like I'm just pissing like where they can see me. I'm not doing that. I get fired for that. Like,
you know.
But you just do it like stuff, essentially like around coworkers or groups of friends.
Yeah, that's smart.
But now, I'm not gonna go into like a big Discord with like 100 people that I have no idea who they are and show my ass and my dick. I'm not gonna do that.
It just needs to be a specific Discord.
Yeah, and it's specific Discord or people that I know for like at least more than a week.
Okay, at least
or if a majority of the people,
it takes a week to see your ass.
And not just that, but if like I'm in a Discord like and 10 people in there are people I know and there's one person I don't, well, sure, why not? Because I know those people that like me for who I am are gonna have my back regardless, versus having one person that knows me try to convince everybody else. Or trying to like back me up to 10 other people that they don't know.
What if you're a serial killer and we just don't know it? What if you're living another life and we just don't know it? Maybe you're like Ted Bundy, but the Ted Bundy who likes to eat his own shit.
I didn't want this to come out.
You have some nice teeth. Yeah. I mean, I can see how chicks could be attracted to your teeth, kind of like how chicks were attracted to Ted Bundy. They thought he was really handsome. Oh, they're fake.
See, my little chompers right here, baby.
That wasn't even asked for. That's.
You got a big tongue.
You do have a big tongue.
For licking, baby.
And
damn right.
I think you'd be down for just about anything for $20.
Well, I have been told that from by women and men that giving head to a man or to a woman feels way better when the teeth aren't in. Women have told me that.
Women have told you that.
Yeah, because when I was in Cali, I got laid a lot, and I took my teeth out on one chick,
Oh.
and she's like, "Oh my god, it's the best."
Oh, you gave her clitoris a gum job.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh my god, this is fucking amazing. What did you do?" And I popped my head up and I had my teeth in, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's fucking amazing." Oh my god.
Okay. No, you could be. You could be. I think you could be. In the front is this, that you're like this guy who wants to be like jackass extreme and just shock jock guy. But you could have a freezer, maybe some body parts or something. Do you have a story to tell?
I have some deer heads that I can't confirm or deny whether or not I put my dick in their mouth when they're dead. I'm just fucking with you. That would be
what? I don't know what to do with that one.
Yeah. Like tell my friend Mark, like, yeah, can I borrow that deer head for a little bit? Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I fucked dead bodies in a morgue before, but I never put my dick in a deer's mouth. Jesus Christ!
I mean,
I have decency.
my friends go hunting. I don't know if when they gut the deer, they like shove their dick in there because it's warm. I don't know what the fuck they do. I mean, they are gone for like 12 hours. So who the fuck knows if they're raping a couple dead deer?
Maybe. I mean, if it's on the menu, it's on the menu.
I mean, here's a question. Fucking this is really strange. This is pretty.
Yeah.
Fucking all right. So fucking let's say that you're dating a girl,
Okay,
and fucking
dating a girl.
she dresses up as a dog and acts like a dog and wants to be a dog. Like she is the epitome of an actual dog in a human body. And then you took an actual dog and it did the opposite. It wanted to be a woman and acted like one, dressed like one, but on the inside was truly like looked like a dog. Which one's bestiality?
The dog.
Well, no, it'd be the woman. It'd be the woman because that's what she wants to. That's what she identifies as, and that's what she wants to be in life, and that's what she strives everybody to see her as.
Here's where I stand on this one. That dog can identify as being a female, or a human female. All that dog wants. It's still a dog. It's still a dog. I'm like,
but what if your girl was like? I don't know, because I thought about it. I'm like, man, if this girl was raised by dogs and this dog was raised by humans and act like this dog walks around like a fucking human, but this girl walks around like a fucking dog and acts like one, which one's bestiality? I think fucking the girl would be bestiality.
Hold on. What position is the dog in when you're fucking it? Jesus, why is that a question?
I don't know why that's a.
This is
Doggy?
a double life right here. Like this can't come out to my wife. She'll be like, "What? My kids are in the other room. They can't hear this." Okay. Wow.
So if your wife walked in and heard what I was saying, what would she say to you?
She would actually. It would be expected. It'd be expected. Long story short, I used to do another podcast called Deadman's Tome podcast or Hard Talk Radio, and we'd talk about cannibals, talk about crazy stuff. So talking about crazy, insane stuff isn't anything new. So it'd be expected, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
So how did you get on this board?
Oh, I got mommy Shaylin sent in 569.
Okay.
Yes, nice. The text to speech is not working though. I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't know why.
It might be from the one person that was continuously donating with repeated text.
Maybe.
And then you disabled it.
Could be. All right. Now, oh shoot. Oh yeah, you mentioned the dog question. All I could say is, by the way, that girlfriend. Yeah, she wouldn't be my girl for much longer. She's not a girl I'd bring to mother or anything. Wouldn't have a family with. I'll take her to my place, fuck her like a dog, and then might keep her on the side for a while. Who knows? That's it.
The reason I bring that up is because there's this show on TLC called I Am Shauna Ray.
Okay.
And it's about this chick that's 22, but she has a form of dwarfism that makes her look like an 8-year-old. And the episodes they're on are her being in a relationship. And everybody's saying, if you're attracted to this girl, you're a pedophile. Because she legit looks like an 8-year-old.
Oh,
but she's 22 years old. Like she's 3'10".
Oh man, yeah, I could see the arguments too, because if you are attracted to those body proportions and the way her body looks, you might be the same type that would be attracted to a way a child looks.
She looks. If you look her up, look up Shauna Ray. She looks identical to like an 8-year-old. She looks like my friend's niece. That's 9. Looks like I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like
Shauna Ray.
But it also not Donna. Shauna Ray. SHA.
Hold on. One moment. Hold on. Right. Hold on. Time out. Keep entertained for 1 second.
What do you think would happen if I showed my dick right?
Okay, I apologize for that. It's okay. All right. What sort of shenanigans were you doing? Lick the tiger.
I don't know.
What were you putting in your mouth?
Nothing.
See,
Doing anything.
now, like in your situation, you're not too worried about how your online self could interfere with your personal work. But some people,
No.
they do put themselves in that situation where, let's say, they have an OnlyFans on the side, but they're also a school teacher. That's bad. That's bad. Once that OnlyFans gets exposed, you have a choice: quit or get fired. That's kind of it. You know, if you're a politician and they find out that you're in a Discord and you're saying Sig Heil, or you're saying I don't know, Hitler did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Does your job know about your streams?
Does my job? My job? In case you don't know, for those listening who are on the Rant and Chill and not on the Deadman's Tome or Mr. Deadman DT channel, I am a caseworker, a social worker. No, my job isn't really aware of that. I do have YouTube stuff on the side. No. I think there's been a time where someone called called my job and tried to say something, but with what I do in that line of work, it's kind of like, if you're not talking to them about something serious, they really can't be bothered by it. It's like, who are you?
All right.
Yeah. It's not really a place to prank call. No. It's kind of like, who are you? Yeah. Okay. What's this about? Are you related to a case? What is this? What am I listening to here? Okay. Bye.
There's a guy online? What? There's a guy online?
Yeah. I gotta tell you though, it'd be hilarious though. Imagine finding out like the judge, like the judge in your area, especially for family court. Imagine finding out that your judge was doing YouTube on the side and was streaming a podcast for 20 people, maybe a good night, 100 people, talking about how he gets prostitutes and hookers while he's married, talk about how he may or may not have stuck his dick in a deer's mouth, or talk about the time where he ate his own shit. It would be crazy. Probably wouldn't go well for the judge.
I don't think so.
But that's real Kino stuff, and it should go well. It should be like, you know what, that judge is a funny guy. The problem is people would use that against the judge. Be like, we can't trust him to preside over these cases. He's a lunatic.
Hold on a second. Somebody's at my door.
Uh-oh.
Give me
the police?
It's my dad. No, it's my dad.
Okay.
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. Don't worry. I'll never run out of stuff to talk about. Constantly yapping. But yeah, the concept of doubling. A lot of us live double lives. A lot of us do. We have our family self, we have our work self, we have our online self, we have, when I researched this term though, to prepare for the stream, I noticed that there is a psychology behind this, but it seems like it's framed around as if it's a negative thing, as if it's something that narcissists do. Like if you Google double life, the term, it's something that's usually kind of is labeled, or like a label that's put on men or maybe women that live a double life of secrets with a girl on the side or a guy on the side or something, infidelity, things like that. And it could apply. Think about it. The time you invest with your secret life or your double life of like investing in Discord, especially Discord drama, or doing YouTube videos or streams for your online friends that you know you enjoy entertaining. Imagine you put that time into something else, like trying to get other women, trying to lure other women into your nest, I guess, or seeing other women on the side. Imagine that. Like, you know, maybe you could relate to this. I don't know. Do you feel like at times you wear different hats or different masks, depending on where you are? Like, you have, and actually, this applies to just about, I think, everybody, because there's a way we present ourselves when we are with our family, and a way we present ourselves when we're at work, especially at work around our supervisor, or at work when around our friends at work, especially particular friends. If we're around that one person, or maybe the two people that are just fucking Karens and can't stand a joke, then you're, you know, a certain way. However, you're around someone who's fun, then maybe you're both grab assing. You know, it depends. It depends, right? It depends on who you are around and who's around. It depends on the context of the situation. You know, the bigger question I have, though, is what does that mean, really? Like, since we have different sides of ourselves, different masks we wear, different hats we wear, which one is the real you? What is the real you? Is it all of it? Like, could any one of those variations of yourself be you, just molded to fit the certain situation, you know? Maybe that question's misleading. Maybe the question is actually confusing you into thinking that only one of those sides of you, only one of those traits, I guess characters you play, is real, when actually it's all real. How are you doing? Is he eating poo? I think he is eating poo. He said his dad was at the door, but I think he's eating feces. He's hungry. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'll be filming Brap King stuff at the local mall. So we'll see what happens. It goes something like this. I have a kind of semi-pro, semi-legit camera I will be taking to the mall, and I will be filming. It will end once the rent-a-cop stops me. If he stops me, I'm still going to be rolling. And I'm going to tell him, you know, this is Texas, you know, one party consent, all this stuff. And I will keep on doing that until, you know, I'm not going to get arrested. Unless I ask the officer to fart in front of me. We'll see.
All right, I'm back.
Good. Glad to have you here. Oh,
yeah, my dad dropped his phone under the couch.
Oh shit!
He came out and he's like, "Can you pull the couch back so I can get my phone?"
So there's something I asked, and I want to pick your brain on it too. Like, right. You know, there's a lot of us out there that we wear different hats. There's different sides of us that we present depending on who we're talking to, like friends, family, or like your boss, or maybe a girlfriend or whatever. Different sides of ourselves. And some, like, the question I have is all that you? Like, is there a real you? Is there, like, are you pretending? Is part of it kind of fake? You're just putting on like a facade, or is even the facade kind of part of you? You know, like, are you following me?
Little bit. I think I know what you're saying.
Okay.
So fucking like,
it's kind of schizo.
Let me see if I can try to put this into words. So like who I am, like as a person, like who I really am. Like a lot of my friends see it, and a lot of my good friends online, like that. Like I do weird stuff in front of them as well, but like 90% of the other time, we're having good conversations, we're chilling out, we're relaxing, we're talking a lot, and we bond. And I just do this other stuff in between, and it's not really a facade I put on, because like who I really am is somebody who's like caring and generous and who gives a shit and wants to see others succeed, because I've already succeeded in life and want to help out others and make sure their life is good. Like I give money to my friends. Like I give my friend, usually I give him like $2,500 a year to help pay his mortgage. because he's struggling.
Okay, that's nice. That's
It's
very
just
generous.
yeah, it's just what I do. So, but I usually put myself last. Like the old saying, "Good guys finish last." That's me because I'm just, as most people say, my IRL friends say, "You're an asshole, but you have the biggest heart of gold anybody will ever meet."
Right.
Take my,
That's right.
I'll take I'll take all my clothes off for you right then and there. If you do that.
Okay.
I don't know if I would do. I don't know if I would do that in public. I mean, like, kind of weird to walk around naked.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking. But I like the saying when someone says, "Oh, he'll take the shirt off his back for you." I'm thinking to myself, if he's working and that shirt's covered in sweat, I don't want that shirt.
What you'll do instead is you'll give that person your shirt, so that way he can have a clean shirt to wear.
But if I'm sweating in that shirt, do I really want to give him my sweaty shirt?
Like, maybe what you could. Yeah, no, yeah, that's kind of nasty.
Should probably take this out of here.
Shit. So Blair, do you know anything about that Neil Young situation with
I don't know who Neil Young is. Apparently, he's Canadian, which means
he's actually dual citizenship, Canadian American, well, which is pretty much Canadian.
If you're Canadian and nobody knows who you are, there's a reason for that because you're Canadian.
Now,
it's
wait,
like
hold on
to say,
here.
like,
Blair, he's supposed to be this legendary musician. Like, we're supposed to know who he is.
Nobody knows who he is. Who the fuck, guys? Seriously, dude. If it was like the Rolling Stones or like Ozzy said, "I'm not going to be on Spotify," or like Jay-Z or like Kanye West, somebody like really big that everybody knows, then I could see Spotify doing something. But you're Neil Young. I've never heard of you before. The only Neil I've heard of was Willie Nelson because there was a little bit of Neil in his name.
Yeah. Actually, Neil Young, I think he played with Willie Nelson for a little bit. I think he did. I Googled his name, and I think that's one of his acts, according to Wikipedia, which that could just be a complete farce, a complete lie, because, they're full of crap, too.
Now, I could see something else, if like Neil Young had like a 20% stake in Spotify, and if he like wanted his 20% stake back, then Spotify would like almost go bankrupt or like be struggling. Like, I could see Spotify doing something, kicking Joe Rogan off.
Yeah.
But doesn't Joe Rogan have like 12 million subscribers and people like, he's like one of the most successful.
Joe Rogan is bringing people to Spotify. Like, there's a lot of people who are listening to Spotify now because it's the only place to get Rogan. Okay.
Yep.
That's including myself, begrudgingly. Like, I don't have the Spotify premium or whatever. I'm tempted to get it so I don't have to listen to the ads anymore. But like, that's the only real way to get Rogan. So, and Rogan is, dude, I'm surprised to say this. Like, Rogan is like king of the world when it comes to podcasts. Like, he's the voice.
The nice thing about Rogan is exactly what mainstream media should be.
Yeah.
Which is to have a neutral conversation and interview, talking to somebody with no opinions or bias. Like, when he has an opinion, it's like he says his opinion is on both sides. He's not a centrist where it's like, fucking, I believe in this and that's it.
Yeah.
And if you say this, you're a bad person. It's so neutral, and he lets the other person talk and doesn't badmouth them. And it's not for like a political gain or he has an agenda. It's just a conversation.
Right.
And it's so intriguing. And he asks the right questions. And it's like, I look at him and I'm like, this is what an interview on TV on like CNN or Fox
it's a genuine interview, and it's a genuine approach. And the mainstream media, they're terrified of that because that is not what they want. They want controlled narrative. They want controlled narrative so that you believe what they want you to believe. And Neil Young, who supposedly was anti-war, or anti-establishment back in the day, I suppose. I mean, that's what I got when I Googled his name. I have no idea who he is. But now he's shilling for the government. Now he's shilling for the establishment for something that doesn't even fucking work. And what his thing is, he's putting out misinformation about COVID. Rogan is actually kind of putting out information with doctors, legit doctors, one of which was part of the RNA program, one of which helped create the vaccine. It's funny how when the doctor who helps create the vaccine comes out and says some things, that doctor himself, he took the vax. He's just explaining things in a nuanced way about the vax. But no, you can't have that. You got to shut that down. Trust Dr. Fauci, who got everything A-OK right when it came to AIDS. Trust Dr. Fauci, who, in a roundabout way, funded Gang of Function. Trust Dr. Fauci. Trust him. Trust a man who thought you could literally get AIDS from contact, thought you can get AIDS from sharing a toilet seat, thought you could get AIDS from sharing counter space, or just someone just grabbing a box of cereal and someone just grabbing it afterwards. Oh, did you sanitize it? No. Oh, you got AIDS. Dr. Fauci literally believed that. There was other doctors around that time during the AIDS crisis that were like, no, we think these newborns are getting AIDS because the mom is pregnant when she had AIDS.
Yep.
And Dr. Fauci was like, no, they got it from the changing table. It's like, you are an idiot. You are, oh, man.
But, I mean, you can't, so there's two sides to everything, and fucking, it's like, that's what he believed at the time was correct, and then he was wrong.
Yeah.
And the best thing you can do is to go on TV and say, I was wrong about this, to clear your name. But he doesn't do that.
No, he
like,
doesn't.
oh, he'll be like, well, after extensive research, now we know this. Well, no, it's what you should say is, I was wrong in saying that, and I apologize.
The science
That's
changes.
what you should say.
The science changes. You mean your mind changes.
Just come out and just say it instead of like trying to like cover up that, oh, with extensive research, we've discovered this. No, you were wrong. Tell us, hey, I fucked up. I was wrong. This wasn't true at the time. I believed it was. I'm sorry for spreading misinformation at the time.
I mean,
that's it.
It was crazy too. Even just little lies with Dr. Fauci about the masks. The way he initially spoke about anti-mask and being like masks don't work was such strong language that they don't even work at all, like, and all that stuff. But when he flipped it around and did a 180, he was like, "Oh yeah, masks do work. You got to wear double masks, all this stuff." It's like, wait a second, you didn't just say they didn't work. You were going into detail saying like it wouldn't even stop with little droplets. That you don't even need it at all, and there's no point to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, not even a week later. I mean, come on now. It's just love.
There was a video on Reddit. Fucking somebody posted. I wish I could find it. I think I upvoted it. I'll have to find it at some point.
Yeah.
But somebody's is showing a video of somebody on a flight, and they put 9 masks on their face on a flight.
Well,
I'm like, that's a little excessive.
Very excessive. Like, what? Honestly, one doesn't even like on a flight. I would wear the those masks. They don't. It's even coming out more and more. Like those masks don't even. They're not even helping you, man. Like, it's not even doing anything. But whatever.
Have you seen fucking the people getting kicked off transplant lists for not getting the vaccine because there's a rare chance that it can cause their heart to swell or can cause adverse effects? There's like 31 people that have faced adverse effects, and they're like, well, I don't want to take that.
Get kicked off of what? Get kicked off?
There's a 31-year-old that got kicked off a heart transplant list.
Oh.
And he's like has stage 4, and fucking they're like, he has like 2 months to live. And they said, okay, you're not going to get the vaccine. You're kicked off the list. You're out of line.
Yeah, that's.
And his fear is that there's been like 31 cases where people's hearts have swollen after getting the vaccine with his
that's a legitimate fear. And here's the thing too: they treat that vax as if it's like the miracle cure-all when it doesn't even fucking work. I could say that. I
talked to my doctor yesterday. I said to him, I said, should I get this vaccine? He's like, I'm going to make this very clear. It does not slow the spread.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
It's
the only thing it does is reduce your symptoms. I'm like, so it reduces my symptoms, which means I'll be less contagious. He's like, nope. You're still, regardless if you have it or not, it's still the same fucking virus. You can still spread it. The vaccine does nothing to stop the spread of the virus. It does nothing. It just helps you reduce your symptoms. That's it. And I'm like, well, then why the fuck would I get this? This doesn't help anything. It's like a personal choice of saying, okay, well, if I get it and I have the vaccine, my symptoms will be less. Okay, all right, whatever. Well, that's it. Like, they keep saying, slow the spread, stop the spread. Why is it that for the past 2 years I haven't been sick, and the first time I got sick was this year? I haven't been sick since 2019.
Dude, I have not had COVID yet. Not one time. Not once.
Like, I had COVID. Because my mom had it. I'm pretty sure I did. For 3 days, I lost my sense of taste. Cigarettes, like when you fucking you get sick and like things start to taste weird. That's what I had.
Well,
and I was tired for like
about that. I don't like when people like bring up that sense of taste as a sense of taste and smell as if it's like a big thing. I recall getting sick with a common cold when I was a kid, and it was a gnarly cold And when you're sick like that, when your nose is stuffed up and you can't breathe or can't smell, you also can't taste. It's crazy, you know. But that's so. You know, we got into this, and that's what I meant too. Okay, Susan's listening. I meant when I said the vax is not effective. It's not effective in slowing the spread. All right, that's what I meant. It's so effective. You need boosters, 4 boosters. Oh my God, you probably even need 5. Look at that. That's how effective it is. Clown world.
Here, you brought up anti-work.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
We got here though because you know Neil Young is now for all this stuff when he used to be anti-establishment, whatever, and you know they're trying to kick YouTube, Joe Rogan off Spotify as much as possible, as hard as they can. You know they're trying everything they can, but yeah, I don't. Even now, I think they're trying to do a massive boycott, but the stock for Spotify is going up because now more and more people are hearing, wait, what's going on with Rogan? Let me listen to these Joe Rogan interviews. You know, how bad are they? And then when you listen to a Joe Rogan interview, his style is so great. A chill, calm voice, just a long form conversation. It's great to just listen to, you know?
The only agenda that he has is to conduct an interview and to talk with somebody. That's it. That's his agenda. It's not to gain anything. It's to have a good, thoughtful conversation and let them say what they want within reason. Obviously, you can't just say whatever you want, but have a constructive conversation, and it's going to last 2-3 hours. And people like to listen to other people's points of view and discuss those points of view and discuss what's going on in their life and how they're impacting the world.
That's true.
That's his agenda.
Yeah. And every now and then he'll have his comedian friends on. They'll be goofing off and, you know, doing various things. It's good stuff. It's fun. But you know what? Before we move on to anti-work, I never thought that Rogan would be the guy who would be pretty much like The Voice. Like, you know, Rogan, Fear Factor guy. Rogan, the, you know, MMA guy. Or I used to watch a show when I was a kid called News Radio. And Joe Rogan played the mechanic on that show. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. It had Phil Hartman. It was pretty good. But the show died kind of essentially when Phil Hartman was killed by his wife.
Yeah.
And the reason why that happened is because Andy Dick gave her fucking drugs. Okay? Andy Dick killed Phil Hartman. Through his...
God.
There's a story behind that. But I didn't know that he would become like The Voice. And it's crazy. But anyway, yeah, we definitely want to pick your brain about anti-work, this anti-work thing.
I sent you a DM.
Okay.
And I want you to it was posted in anti-work on Reddit. And I sent you a DM if you want to see if you can bring that up or just read it.
Let's see. Let me check the DM here. If I can. Why is it not? Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. One moment. All right. I will put this on the screen. I'm just going to make it up now. One moment. And as I put it on the screen, tell me about this. Like, what is this supposed to be?
So, what that says, I'll read it. So sorry, I'm broke. So I can only pay you $77 for my food. You were great, though, what it reads. So this person goes to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Pays $77 for food, but doesn't have enough money to pay for that tip. If you don't have enough money to pay for a tip, you shouldn't be going out.
Right. And
so that person...
This is a dick-ass move right here. This guy's a complete asshole, complete scumbag. He has enough money for it. He has enough money for $770. Yeah, dude, he could have paid $80. He could have paid. I mean, what's a good tip? See, on something like this,
so what you could have done. I mean, and even if you had said, "Fucking like, hey, here's $5. I'm broke. I don't have money." I would look at you, and no matter what your tip would be, if you didn't meet the minimum 18% of $14. I would say, why would you go out if you can't afford to tip somebody? You obviously have money to spend $77 on food.
Right. Right.
$77, you could go out and buy food and dinner for like, I can take $70 and pretty much buy dinner for 3 weeks.
That's true.
By
That's
cooking
true.
it myself.
And this is what anti-work or the subreddit's supposed to be about. People who are who have a legit grievance at the work are going to show and look at these scumbags. Look how we're treated. You know, shitty customers, our shitty boss, a shitty situation, bad work environment, all that. But that's what it's about. You know, the reason why anti-work is trending is because there was a mod for the Reddit, the subreddit, who went on to Fox News and in less than 2 minutes, about 3 or 2 minutes, pretty much nuked that subreddit by complaining about working. It's a mixture of things. He revealed that he's 30 years old, and as 30 years old, he's a dog walker, which is like, okay, look, I'm not gonna shame you for being just a dog walker, for being a dog walker when you're 30, but his value in life is that laziness is a virtue, and he thinks that laziness is a virtue in society, and that he has a problem with people working more than 20 hours a week, which is like, whoa, like
there's a lot of people these days fucking that have that view. They say they work too much, and it's like, oh, I'm so like I have a friend that fucking she works. She says, oh, I don't have any money. I said, fucking okay, what do you do? She's like, well, fucking I work part time for the state. I make $16 an hour. I said, okay, well, if you don't have enough money, you're gonna have to get another job. Oh, well, I work too much. How many hours you work a week? 24 hours. I said, I have a lot of friends that work 80 hours a week, and they still can't afford to put food on the table.
Right.
And you're complaining that you work 24. If you don't have, and my parents told me, if you can't, it's like two sayings that I live by. If you can't afford it, you don't deserve it. Simple as that. If you can't afford something, you obviously don't deserve it. So, you also can go by, if you want something, go work for it.
Yeah.
If you want something really bad, go work. If you want a better life, you're going to have to work for it. Nothing's going to be handed to you in life. Life sucks. And
that is true. Nothing is just going to be handed to you unless you're lucky.
Like
unless you're extremely lucky.
As a truck driver, to live the life I want when I do state work, and fucking I do doubles and triples sometimes, work 24 hours straight. I'm getting rewarded for that because I'm putting the work in. And people will say, oh, well, you're in an industry that pays well. Well, yes, because I pursued an industry that pays well. I had to contemplate, do I want to do, I used to do a lot of theater. I'm like, do I want to do theater and make 40 grand the rest of my life? And I'll love what I do and I'll make shit money. Or should I go into trucking, which I had no idea I'd ever do it in life. But I was like, it pays well and I like it a lot. And since I like it and it also has a rewarding job, like my friend Kelly, she's going to school to be a social worker. She's going to make 40, 50 grand a year the rest of her life.
Yeah.
I said, whatever field you go into in life, just know that you're going to have to modify your lifestyle to fit that income.
Pretty much.
I modify my lifestyle at $1,000 a week gross. That's what I live my life as.
Yeah,
so
you have to modify to that. You know,
and if you don't modify your life, my old saying that I always use, and I feel like it says a lot of truth. Don't complain about the things you can't change. Complain about the things you can. If you can change the fact that you don't make enough money, then complain about it. If you can't change the fact that you can't make more money, don't complain about it. Live with it. I can't complain about the fact that I have no teeth. If I had shit teeth, I could complain about it, but I have none.
Well, you have fabulous gums. I like the teeth you have now. They're very, very, very white. They're very white and easy to take care of, I think. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you want something in life, you got to work, and you have to work hard for it. Things can't just be given to you. Like the way that Maud was talking was that he thinks laziness is a virtue and people should embrace laziness, but it's like a society that embraces laziness, isn't going to be very productive, but that's not even realistic. Like you're not just gonna be given things. You have to earn it. You have to work for it. Like you worked long shifts. You worked probably doubles, triples. Like a lot of us have done something like that. Right. I used to work at a psychiatric facility, got paid $10 an hour, not much at all. I would have to make that pay for a wedding. I worked doubles and triples. There was times between the shift where I was actually sleeping at in a office I knew that no one was in during certain hours of the day or the night, whatever. I was sleeping there. I'll just sleep in there, and then in between shifts, be chugging 5 hour energy, or and just kind of going along, chugging as much as I can. But and to hear someone complain about, oh, I work 20 hours a week, it's too much. It's like, shut up, dude. Like you have no
I mean,
idea.
I had a job last year from January last year till June for 6 months. My commute to work was 500 miles a week, 10 hours round trip every week, 5 days. Fucking, I made
Okay.
$25 an hour. It worked for me. Fucking, and at the time in the winter was kind of shitty because there wasn't that much work because a lot of the truck companies canceled their plow contracts because the past couple of years we didn't have that much snow. So I could get a job. I ended up staying at the job because I got a raise. I got bumped up to $32 an hour. And it worked for me. I offset the cost. All right, so if I'm going to lose, I'm really making $29 an hour. $3 an hour is going just to my gas. I was filling up my truck twice a week.
Yeah.
Because it was $100 a week just in gas. And I'm like, okay, so just that's the offset cost for what I'm working. Okay, it works. Now, I could have gone back home and gotten paid less and had a lower commute. I could have done that. But I chose to do this because now it expanded my opportunities and I have better connections with people. So it's like, yeah, I had to get up at 2:30 every day and get home at 6:30 at night for 6 months. But I did it. It sucked.
You got the money
but
for it.
I wasn't complaining about it because my dad tells me when you're at work, you can't complain. I said, why is that? He says, you're making money. When you're making money, you have no reason to complain. Complaining is for at home when you're not making anything.
Now, what do you say to like those who have this mindset? Who I'm thinking they believe they should have the 1% lifestyle or something, are like they feel like they should have more than what they have, like maybe own a home, which is like, okay, especially right now with these housing prices. Hopefully things change, but it's like you got to put in the work if you want to own a home. You gotta like raise the money for that stuff. Like you have to work hard. It's not just gonna be handed to you.
Nothing's handed to you in life. You want it, go work for it. And if it just bothers me when people complain about stupid little things. It's like life sucks. Life was great before we were before we reached the age of 18. Parents paid for everything. We could do whatever we want. The only difference now than then is that you can literally get in your car and do whatever the fuck you want. I'm 28 years old and I still live at home. But if I just want to go to like Virginia, I can just get in my truck and leave, and nobody's stopping me.
Right.
That's the greatest part about being on your own is you can just do what you want. And if you don't take a risk in life and you just sit back, it's like my grandfather owned a very large company, and it got shut down back in the 60s. And he sued a company because they shut him down. He won. He took all that money and he took a risk, and he invested in. Took that money, invested in the stock market in a company that was up and coming. He took a risk of $500,000 back in the 60s. It paid off. He made he was a multimillionaire.
That's a good story. Hold on. Some of these people with this mindset that they're entitled, that they feel like they deserve stuff and they don't have to work more than 20 hours a week. Some of these people, especially if it's like that Marxist view, I guess framework. They don't even play stocks. They don't even want to go into the stocks because they think the Wall Street, it's all bad and horrible, whatever. But it's like, look, you can make some money, and if you want to try to aspire to have a better life, if you have some money aside, you want to invest into stocks, do that. I mean, that's a way. That's a way. I mean, there's people who play the stocks and they are making pretty good money doing that.
We always have to remember we can't punish these people that took all the risks. Look at Elon Musk, for instance.
Right.
He owns all these companies. At the end of the day, they're his companies.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, it falls on him.
Right.
Because he made the initial investment. He makes all the decisions. And the only person getting fucked over in the end is him. Because if you work somewhere and you don't want to work anymore, you can go collect unemployment. You think he can go collect unemployment?
No,
probably not.
No.
So he's taking. If I invest $100,000 into and start like my own truck company, which I plan on doing in this coming winter, if that doesn't work out, I lose everything. If I have somebody work for me, they don't lose anything. They can get a job anywhere else. But if I fall $100,000 into debt, I took all the risk. They didn't take anything. So if
Mhm.
I want you to do something a certain way, you do it the way I want you to do it.
And they
because
see these billionaires like Elon Musk as like the enemy, being like, oh, he doesn't even pay taxes, which he does pay taxes. He pays taxes, but and what's weird is how like it's like a certain team. It's like the blue team. I don't want to get all political here, like the Democrats, all, but it seems to be a certain team, certain side of the aisle, and they'll put out this nonsense. And then you'll have people who are like, I guess, bread tubers or Marxists, whatever, and they'll parrot this stuff. But it's like, he's already paying taxes to crony government who are doing what with it? Jack shit of nothing. It's you have like the bread tubers or Marxist people who want the billionaire to pay more because they think it's going to lead to more wealth going around. When really someone like me is like, hey, you want more wealth going around? Why don't you look at the politicians who already paid good enough?
Like,
why don't they just ask them, hey, why don't you take a pay cut? All right, why don't you take a pay cut, Bernie Sanders or AOC, and you spread that money around? How about that? I'm just saying.
So in the U.S., one out of every, this was updated July 30th, 2021. And when you look at the big people that own, like Amazon, for instance, use them as an example.
Yeah.
They employ, as of, they employ 950,000 people in the U.S. So one out of every 153 American workers is an Amazon employee. Should we punish Jeff Bezos for employing almost 1 million people? Should we punish him in higher taxes? Or should we say to him, you know what, you employ almost 1 million people in this world. You give them benefits, you give them a living wage. Yeah, your company's a little strict, but it's your company. Right. If you don't like to work somewhere, then don't work there. It's as simple as that.
It's funny. That's a good question. They want them to pay more taxes, but the workers also want increased wages. If he has to pay more in taxes, then that's going to decrease the chance of increased wages. It's like, okay, like, oh my God, like everyone's trying to milk them. Like the crony government, they want more money. They want to line their pockets.
Why not reduce the taxes on the big companies so they can take more money and invest in other places? Like a friend of mine was an accountant, or a family friend was an accountant. He said to me that if there wasn't so much high tax on companies, then companies wouldn't have to have an incentive from a city to get a tax incentive, for instance, because they'd have the money to pay the taxes for however long or whatever. But now, since the taxes are high on the companies, then to entice a company to come work, be headquartered or open up a big warehouse, you give them a 5-year tax incentive. Oh, you don't have to pay this much taxes for 5 years. But if we didn't tax them as much, that wouldn't be around, and the towns could still get their tax money.
I see. Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, I don't want the government to take more out of my pocket, because wouldn't it be? My friend and I did the math on it. He said that if you put more money in people's pockets, the states and the government will actually make more money off the other miscellaneous taxes that you spend your money on. Yeah. Shouldn't it be my decision if you lower my taxes by 10% and I make an extra 40 grand a year? That 40 grand, I go out and buy I go out and buy a pickup truck or a boat. Let's say somebody has to build that.
And then there's the sales tax will go to.
So it's like the billionaires or the people that are really rich. You can't blame them or get mad at them, because look at how many people they indirectly employ. They go out and buy a $500 million yacht. It takes 120 people to build that yacht over, let's say, 5 years. Now, 120 people to build it, how many companies are supplying the ship to be built? Now you just employed, let's say, 1,000 people, because some guy has $500 million to spend, and then he pays $100 million in tax wherever it's built on sales tax and everything. Why would you want to take more from him?
And then he has to pay for the service to keep it clean and keep it maintained when it's parked in the.
So doesn't he benefit the economy more by not being taxed as much? Because for me, honestly, I don't trust the government.
And it's funny too. You'll hear these people complain about tax loopholes, or which they'll make it frame as it's illegal. It's like, wait. You mean the same thing you and I do when we have to pay our taxes? We're like, wait a second, that's not right. Let me look at that again. Hold on, let me do this again. Yeah, Yeah, let me hit that circle. Let me do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm getting a payout. Yeah, there we go. No one wants to pay. no one wants to pay.
If any politician really wanted to fucking, for instance, like call out the bullshit in the government, call out the free handouts, fucking, then when they got in, they would say, okay, my salary's 173 grand a year as a congressman. Make that 100 grand and you don't have to pay for any of my travel.
Yeah.
But if you go to work somewhere and fucking they say, we're going to pay for your travel, we're going to pay for your car, hotels, food, and you're going to get 180 grand a year, would you, anybody, I ask anybody, you say now you would turn it down, but when it's right in front of you and you realize nothing comes out of your pocket, why is it that all of our senators and congressmen are all millionaires? There's a reason for that, because the government pays for anything. I'll give you a great example. A friend of mine worked for a Marine service down in a contractor down in DC, and their budget every year was 180 grand. And how the government works.
One moment. Keep on talking about this. One moment.
Okay. How the government works is they say, here's 180 grand for fuel and maintenance on your vehicle, your fleet of vehicles. They spend 120 grand a year on fuel and maintenance. That's it. If they don't use the full 180, then the budget gets reduced to whatever they use that year. So they would just go out and spend 60 grand. And the government loves that. How do you justify paying, like, the defense contractors have to justify fucking giving a one employee $400,000 a year to do a job, and they justify it. They get 400 grand. They give that guy 180. If you really wanted to call out the bullshit the government does, you need to stand up and say, no, I don't want that free handout. Nope, don't want it. And if everybody did that, then they wouldn't give out the handout. And I see in the chat, fucking Repo Bob just said that paying more taxes doesn't equal better service. And that's 100% true. Fucking why is it that local governments will go out and say, we'll use our tax money? Remember it happened in New York? They were giving out free bike helmets. You have the money to go buy one. Why not just go out and buy one? Well, because it's free. If you're going to give me a free hand, I know humans instinctively will do whatever they can with the least amount of energy possible. And that's what we do. If you say to me, hey, here, this is for free. Oh, sweet, I'm going to take it. But if you really wanted to stand up against it, you would get a whole bunch of people together and say, no, we're going to go buy one. Fucking, because I know that when it comes to, like, government and police and stuff, fucking, like, the light bars on police cars, made by usually Federal Signal, Code 3, or Wheelin, are the top big brands, fucking, or Phoenix or Speed Tech. Those light bars are anywhere from, just the light bar themselves are anywhere from, I know the Wheelin ones are about $5,000. So the reason that they charge so much, the company charge, is because they know the government is going to pay them a lot. Why does a police car cost $120,000? Why does an ambulance cost $150,000? Why does a fire truck cost $1.5? Because the manufacturer knows that the governments are going to pay the big money for the products. And it's the loophole. And if anybody wanted to stand up against it, they'd say, no, this is wrong. We're only going to pay this much. And then they would bring everything down. But nobody does that.
Of course not, because they know the government's going to pay for it. They know where the check is coming from.
Yep.
It's kind of like how the government will help fund tuition in universities, and then what will happen is tuition will just be increased. You know, it was a good intention, but then the universities were like, well, wait a second. The government's going to pay? Oh, man, we can increase this stuff and get more money. Oh, you know.
I just saw today an article fucking that there's, I forget what the program is that they came out with. Fucking, and they just paid off like $1.5 billion in federal loans to people that are public servants. I can kind of understand it. Fucking, but if you spend, exactly, fucking, if you spend $150,000 for an education, if you put yourself into that debt, it shouldn't be a taxpayer's job to get you out of the debt. You spent that money to make a certain amount of money. It's like me going out and buying a truck for $250,000, and then 5 years later I've got 200 grand left to pay on it, and saying to the government, yeah, pay off my truck.
Pay off my truck.
No, that was my decision. That was my risk. Just pay it off. Fucking, why not? Why not just do that for small businesses? Why does it have to be education? You did this to yourself. You had the option to go and get into a trade, like be an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter or a truck driver or whatever it may be, and make a fuck ton of money with no debt. You had that option. You chose not to do it, and now you expect everybody else to fix your problems. Not my problem. Right. If I decide to go out and do meth and fuck up my body, I don't expect anybody to pay for it.
Now, on the flip side, though, to play devil's advocate for them, they would say, but what if everyone was telling you, like your parents, your school counselor and all that, telling you, yeah, the best idea for you is to go buy that really ridiculous, very expensive truck because you're going to need it down the road. You're going to need that truck. You're going to need it. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then it turns out that you get that truck and it's completely useless. You can't use it anywhere. Mm-hmm. You can only take that truck to like a particular destination, let's say like Starbucks or something. You got this wasted degree. Because I remember in high school, like they'll tell everyone, you need to go to college. You need to go to college.
Yep.
They rarely advertise trade schools, which are far much better. But they'd be like, you need to go to college.
But you made that decision. You saw how much it was. Fucking my chiropractor, for instance, has $320,000 in debt. He's been practicing for 27 years. He still has fucking debt. Yeah. He says, by the time I retire, I'm gonna pay off my debt. Fucking, but I did this. I make $180,000 a year. I chose this because I enjoy it and I like it. The consequence of making this much money is that I owe a fuck ton to a college. That's it. And if you know that if you look at the job you're going to go in, let's say social work, and let's say it costs you $150,000 for school or whatever it may be, and you know that social workers make $50,000 a year, can you really afford your college payments on that? Oh, people say, oh, well, it's going to increase by this time. Okay, you took a risk. Your risk didn't work out. Mm-hmm. That's your own fucking fault.
You're painting my situation right now. So when it comes time to pay mine, I'm like, wait. I tell them because it's not really the university anymore. It's whatever loan shark who has it. I pretty much tell them, look, you're asking for a ridiculous amount. I'm married. I got kids. I got other stuff. You're gonna get this amount. Like I will pay, but it's silly because like you could pay like the minimum. You can pay the minimum, and then you realize like you're just paying the minimum. You really get nothing. You're just paying the interest, and you're just throwing money into a fire. I mean, I looked at that. I was like, because where I graduated, and I was actually trying to pay it off a little bit more than the minimum for like years.
Let me stop you real quick.
Stop me.
Where would you be if you didn't go to? Would you have the life you have now, where you have a
no?
And you own your house? You wouldn't have any of that.
I wouldn't have.
So for you to say this is bullshit is a double standard, and it's hypocrisy. If you didn't have the school, you wouldn't be where you are today. But since you have the school,
I can't debate that. I can't deny that. Yeah.
Exactly. And since you got what you wanted, which was you have a happy family, you're married, you've got great kids, you've got a house, cars, you got your own motorcycle. You have all that because you took a risk, went to school, you're making money. But it's like when I get my own truck, my truck's going to cost me the first year. I'm probably going to spend that $100,000. Mm-hmm. Am I going to make any money in my first year? I'm going to make money for myself. That's about it. Fuel's going to be $4,000 a week. Fucking maintenance is going to be another maybe $500 a week. And if I fail and I owe $100,000 to a bank or to an institution, I took the risk. Yeah. It didn't pay off. I did something wrong. Something happened. Nobody else should pay for the risk that I took. You took a risk by going to school and pursuing a career. If that wasn't there,
that did kind of stop me there. It's kind of hard for me to get out of there because if it wasn't for all that college pursuing at least a bachelor's and getting the college debt that I got in pursuit of that, I wouldn't have the career I have now. I wouldn't have the life I have now. So there is that. Now, for those who got a degree in something bullshit, let's say like gender studies. well, all I can tell you there is you were sold a lemon. Like you got fucked over.
I mean, I do understand that colleges charge a lot, but look at what a college offers. Look at their fancy buildings and their brand new campuses and all this research they do, yada yada, this and that. And fucking someone says, "Oh, you went to Stanford? That's a great," or you went to MIT. Well, the reason that MIT, for instance, or Yale or Harvard is a good school and they have good resources and connections is because they charge so fucking much. If they charged $1,000 a semester, like a community college or like a little local, like going to like a clinic for like in the city, do you think they're going to offer the care that a university hospital that charges double the amount is going to offer? No, they're not. You're not going to get, like, a friend of mine went to school for theoretical physics and he works in a research lab. He makes $100,000 a year and he works with this fancy equipment that costs millions and millions of dollars. Did they get that equipment by charging less? No, they got that equipment by charging more and investing in it. And since they invested in it, now you have these people that can go to school and use this fancy equipment instead of working for a company, become great, smart people.
Yeah.
Because the school.
The one thing, though, that is that the universities will pump out degrees that are completely useless. And I think they know that, too. Like, I remember being so naive. When I first went to community college, I was getting a degree in music. What am I going to do with music? Nothing. And I even asked them, I was like, wait, what am I going to do with an associate's in music? And they're like, you can work at a bank. I was like, I don't think so. I think if I put associates in music and someone else put like associates in accounting, I think they're going to get that job. I think, I'm going to play guitar, Yeah. So it's
like, I went to a trade.
Yeah. And trade is great. I think you got to listen, because in my example, even when I was pursuing that, guess what my mom and dad were telling me?
Go to college.
Go to college, but that music degree is bullshit. I was like, go into accounting, go into something that is useful. But I was like, no, I want to play guitar. You don't need a degree to play guitar.
I think one thing that I'm not going to call it a pandemic. I'm just going to call it the China virus, because
a scamdemic. Yeah,
I think AIDS is a bigger fucking pandemic than anything else. And fucking when the China virus hit, we learned what jobs and what career paths were sustainable.
Yeah,
truck drivers.
Anybody
in a blue collar trade was in demand. You worked in the service industry, you worked for a school, you lost your job because it's not a demand job. You have to look at society in general and fucking think to yourself, okay, what keeps society running? Trucks keep society running. Manufacturing, electricians, carpenters, plumbers, builders, people that do pipeline work, that do asphalt work. That's all always going to be in demand because people are always going to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we need the restaurant down the street? Nope. Don't need it. All right. Sorry. You can't see people in person. Can't do it. Oh, my outlet's not working, or my main breakers, my panel blew.
My car won't start.
Call a mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, my car broke down. Call a tow truck. Those are in-demand jobs that are always going to be there, no matter what. Unless people become self-sustainable and learn it on their own, then those jobs will become obsolete.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say, for instance, your water main breaks in your house or a sewer main breaks in your house. Are you going to go down there and fix it yourself? No, you're going to call. I'm going to call a plumber.
I'm going to do what I can, and then I'll call a plumber.
Exactly.
I'll shut off the water, and then I'll call a plumber.
Yep. So since you called the plumber, then he has an in-demand job, but you worked at a restaurant, your job's not in demand. We don't need your job. So I look at, when I tell young people, fucking, what do you want to do in life? And they say, I want to make money. I say, okay, go work for a plumbing company. College is $30,000. They're going to pay you while you do it, and they're going to pay for the school. And like I have a friend of my friend Jill, fucking is a plumber. She makes $47 an hour. She has no college debt. She worked through the whole time. It took her 3 years to get it. She makes $47 an hour at the age of 26. No, she's 23, sorry. And she's a plumber. She has no college debt. And she makes great money and loves what she does.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm going to tell my
Imagine-
kids. You got to go into, I would recommend trade school. Trade school.
Because a trade school's nice because she said, she's like, I really fucking want to go into nursing. I said, okay. But she's like, I'm going to go into nursing later because right now I have a sustainable job that I can fall back on.
Yeah.
It's like if you get a degree in like physics and you can't get a job as being a physicist, what are you going to fall back on? Like I hopefully one day want to be a paramedic. I can fall back on being a truck driver.
Yep. You could.
When you're in college, you have nothing to fall back on. So it's better to get yourself fucking into a trade or something that will pay your bills
mm-hmm.
and then go pursue it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a smart way to go about it. You know, Blair, you're pretty wise, man. You're pretty wise.
Thanks.
For someone who's a little bit of a goofball like myself, but like you have a fun time though. You like entertaining people, you know. You like entertaining people on online and in your Discord and stuff, and that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, it's a smart idea to go for a trade and to just kind of have something you can fall back on.
It's always good to have a fallback. It's always good to have that. It's like I'll give you one example before we think we're getting ready to end soon. Because my dad.
Yeah, Repo Bob agrees. Kind of in the chat. He used to be a welder. Well, welder is a good profession.
Mm-hmm. My uncle was my dad fucking he used to unload trucks for a living. He was a dock manager fucking and he would unload trucks for a living. He made really good money out of it in the 70s. And then and he was doing that while he was going to university to get his doctorate and his master's and stuff. And fucking he always kept that job up until I was born. He still did a little dock work on the side. Fucking and I said to him, so why'd you keep doing it? He says, because if my job didn't work out, I could fall back on that and still make enough money to support my family.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my friends, where their job didn't work out, were totally fucked. They had to go get a meaningless job, had to work their way up, became poor, went into debt. I didn't have that problem because I thought, why not get a job that makes enough money and then pursue my dream so I can still live my life. And then I intertwined them, like he was working full time and then slowly worked his days and hours down to where when he was working full time doing psychology, he was working 1 day a week as doc. And then said, okay, now I make more money doing this. I can stop doing the doc work.
Mm-hmm.
And he made them flow in together. So if anything happened, he could just stop and go right back to where he was.
Yeah.
Versus going to something full force.
So Blair, it was good talking with you. This was a pretty good talk, I thought. Talk about living a double life, kind of like what that means and all that, and getting into the Neil Young and Joe Rogan situation, and also talking about the anti-work thing. Really good life advice there to establish yourself, get a trade, get something that you can fall back on, because otherwise you're going to be in my position where you're pretty much working for the government, and if that fails, well. That's
like for me,
it.
And I'll just say this: I want to buy my truck in December, this coming winter. If that doesn't work out, I sell the truck. I go back working for somebody.
Yeah,
simple as that. Done. That's it. If it doesn't work out after 2 years or whatever, I sell the shit and I go and work for somebody. That's my fallback.
Yeah, it's a good plan though. Good plan.
Yep.
All right. For those listening, thank you so much for checking out Rant and Chill. Y'all have a good one.